On May 1st, the celebration of Classic WoW continues, as Phase 4 arrives, bringing with it a dark and deadly new challenge. The jungle stirs, and from it, the heart of Zulgurub, the blood god Hakar, awakens. Not only that, the fabled nightmare dragons, the 0.5 tier quest lines, plus a slight shift in Silithus, giving us access to the quest hub in Cenarian Hold that was quite barren until now. Assemble your bravest companions, for Zulgurub beckons. This 20-player raid instance is filled with peril, rare treasures, legendary foes, 13 deadly bosses, which await you in the jungle tomb, each guarding the path of the mighty Hakar himself. Before you confront the blood god, you must first defeat his 5 powerful priests, each one a threat in their own right. High Priest Arlok, High Priest Jeklik, High Priest Marley, High Priest Thekel, and High Priest Venexus. Defeat them, and you'll strip Hakar of his greatest powers. But beware, if you leave them alive, their strength will empower the blood god, making him nearly unstoppable. Hakar's loot is probably the most notable, being his heart, which can turn into an amazing caster trinket that could last you to TBC pre-patch, as it did for me back in 2020 with my Warlock. Besides other rare and epic loot, ZG brings into the game the coveted Swift Zulian Tiger and the Raptor, the Razaji Raptor mount. Both epic mounts and look amazing and allow opposite factions to ride tigers and or raptors. ZG is on a different lockout to MC and BWL, similar to Oni, and can be done 2 times a week. I use the website Classic Raid Reset, which I'll have linked in the description so you could use it as well below to keep up with which day ZG reset. ZG also has special summoned bosses that only appear weekly, meaning that if it's Wushu on your first lockout of the week, the next lockout of the week will be also another Wushu lockout. Then next week, it could be something like Renataki, and it will be another Renataki, meaning that that summoned boss can only be summoned twice per week, but only that boss can be summoned weekly. To summon the boss, you must make a Gurabashi Mojo of Madness, which is slightly pricey, or is going to be for a while, because it uses Black Lotus and stuff that comes from the raid, as well as the Blood of Heroes. So it's going to take some time for just all those materials to be like amassed. Also, going to take a few weeks to get Essence of Madness is like completely finished and trinkets done. So I could see this being a big thing. Not everyone's going to use the trinkets, but for example, the rogues will love to use that trinket in high burst for PvE or even PvP scenarios. Something to note that also comes out as well in Phase 4 is the Stranglethorn Fishing Extravaganza. Let's just say you got to get that fishing up and you got a few weeks. You'll want as close as max as possible, but 150 fishing skill is minimum, but 225 and up is recommended so fish don't go away. At the appointed time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. if you're under daylight savings time, so there'll be a zone-wide shout from Wriggle Bass Bait. Pools of tasty fish will appear in all coastal and inland waters of Stranglethorn Vale. Flyer says not in Booty Bay itself, so not in the actual bay. All competing fishers can try to catch all 40 of the spec'd tasty fish. Be ready to fish as soon as you can see the shout. So getting to a pool is relatively good. Be sure to fish only inside the pools to catch these tasty fish. Fishing in open water will only yield normal STV fish, such as rock-scale cod or raw mithril-head trout, and waste valuable tournament time. The first one to catch 40 of the tasty fish and turn them into bass bait in Booty Bay wins the tournament. So a lot of people may change their Hearthstones to the inn in Booty Bay. I believe it's right tucked under the flight pass. So you may want to try to do that as an advantage to win when you have the 40. When you approach bass bait, you will see the quest Master Angler above his head, and this is what you need to pick up and complete by turning in the 40 fish. Bass bait is located in the central docks near the inn, so he's right next to the inn, meaning that Hearthstone's going to be really important. First place gets a very coveted fishing pole, the Arvanite Fishing pole, which gives plus 35 fishing. This is the very best fishing pole in the game and is usable at fishing level 300. It gives you 35 fishing, which makes it incredibly valuable for fishing up difficult to catch fish in places such as the coast of Ajara. Also, you can get a trinket that turns you into a fish and gives you water breathing and increases the speed underwater. and that is the Hook of the Master Angler. Only one player can turn in the Master Angler quest and win the tournament per Stranglethorn Veil Fishing Extravaganza. Whenever a winner completes the turn-in, the winner's name is announced to the zone, and it signals to other competitors that the tournament is over. Players can enter and win the tournament as many times as they wish, although there are only 2 prizes total. However, it's bad form to try to win more than once. Give others a chance. There's other rare fishing prizes and money rewards as well. While the competition may be over, you can still use the full 2 hours of fish catching, time to catch up these rare fish. You can get the blue striped racer, Kiefer's anglerfish, the queenfish, and collect tasty fish to turn in for cash rewards. Next to bass bait, Fishspot 5000, which will be right next to him, has Apprentice Angler, which is turning in 5 of the tasty fish, which yields you actually 23 silver. You can turn in 5 fish as many times as you want during the 3-hour turn-in period. You stop fishing them at 4, but you can turn in and do these turn-ins until 5 p.m. Pacific time. Now, the fish do disappear at the end of the tournament, so don't try to stack 40 in the hopes of turning them in the following week. You'll just waste almost 2 gold in the normal Apprentice Angler turn-ins. There are also 3 rare fish you can catch to turn in to the Fishspot 5000, which will yield great fishing-related prizes as well. Prizes don't have a minimum level, but do have a minimum level of fishing to use. Unlike the tasty fish, these rare fish actually don't go away. So, do you get one and you forget, you can also turn the special fish in the next week. These have a drop rate of 0.5 to 1%, but if you catch one, Fishspot 5000 will show you a corresponding quest for all of these. Prizes are bind on pickup, and you still get the 23 silver. You get, so the striped racer gets you +5 fishing boots and requires level 1 fishing. The angler fish gives you the hat, which requires fishing level 1. And then if you get the queen fish, which is actually really good, you get an increase to your line, your fishing line for +5 skill, but this one requires 150. This is permanently applied to the fishing pole, though. So you should try to use this on the big fishing pole that you're aiming for out of all this. Good luck, and maybe you'll have yourself a fishing pole within the first couple weeks. And for those of you guys who have earned their Dungeon 1 armor set, a new challenge lies for those people. Either speak to Deliana in Ironforge or Makvar in Orgrimmar to begin your quest for the next step in your class's legendary armor set, which has you handing over pieces like the bracers, 20 gold, and 15 Silithid venom samples. The quest chain is extremely long, it's relatively expensive, and has you travel all over the world. They used to be really solid pre-this, considering a lot of people are actually ranking, and most people are already like close to champion, which is rank 10 gear. This may just be a massive gold sink unless you're a class like a rogue that utilizes the 4-piece plus 35 energy set for a lot of bursty fights, or maybe some other PvP related things. I know rank 14 is an extremely long and grindy process, so this might be a good alternate option for a lot of players, but it is relatively expensive, so you value time versus money in this point. Initially, though, still a cool addition to the game, and a lot of people will do it for the set, I'm sure, and it's a really cool quest line. If you did do some of the 0.5 chain, you may have noticed Silithis is a lot more lively with quests. There's nothing too crazy to note just yet as far as chains for trinkets such as Earthstrike, a strong melee trinket, and Rings of Wrath of Cenarius. These don't come until AQ is actually launched, but the area may seem more lively. As before, only other notable spots were the elemental area in the northwest, which was a good spot to farm Essence of Air. I mean, it's 30 to 40 gold, depending on what server you're farming it. And also the Hydraxian Waterlord's rep. There was also a soul NPC there that started the Thunder Fury questline if you brought him one of the bindings, and eventually he summoned Thunderon. At the very end of the chain, basically completing the Thunder Fury quest line and giving you the Thunder Fury right there. Something I forgot to talk about actually is the Dragons of Nightmare. The 4 world bosses, Emerus, Lethon, Terrerar, I'm butchering that one, and Ysandra. Now, something that's going to really suck for a lot of people, especially if you play on mega servers, these aren't instanced. So that means you need to go through the portal, actually kill the drakes that are around them, and then go and kill the dragon itself, which is not an easy fight generally. Each dragon has a chance to spawn in one of the 4 locations. All 4 of the dragons spawn at the exact same time, but where each dragon spawns will be random among the locations listed. That being said, a particular dragon will never be guaranteed to be in the same location. Each boss has their own perfect strategy and special loot, as well as a shared loot. If you wanted to check out any of the strategies, I'll leave it in the description. But for a lot of people, if you've never done the Nightmare Dragons, there's a great chance that you won't be able to do the Nightmare Dragons, and it's only because it is a open world and a non-instance thing. If this is an instance thing like it is in Season of Discovery, you may be able to do this weekly and potentially get some nice catch-up gear. It has a very nice cloak. There's a decent hit ring. I think there's a nice staff that has some good healing staff, and then there's a caster offhand as well. There's some plate boots that aren't that great, considering rank boots are probably better and easier to get, but it is nature resistance gear, which could be useful going into Encourage in Phase 5. I know it's only been about 2 months of BWL, but does it seem like a good time for 20-man? Maybe you haven't gotten much gear from BWL, and maybe this will help fill some gaps that you haven't been getting from PvP. Obviously, PvP doesn't give trinkets, so this could be a nice addition. The Heart of Hakar is an amazing caster trinket. The mounts are something extremely noticeable, but it's basically a mini update. ZG is a mini update, and what we need to think about is, and I think ZG is a great time to start working on those new alts, get them prepared, and get them ready for TBC. We only have 2 phases left, and it's already time for TBC pre-patch. I'm excited to see what crazy things are coming here in the ZG patch for all of Classic Anniversary servers. Real quick before we get going here, I just wanted to thank everyone that's recently subscribed to the video. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below and the notification bell to not miss out on weekly content. We're going to be working on Phase 4 Gold videos here really soon. Probably next week I'll have one of them out, and then the week after I'll have another video out. But we're going to be working on some of those videos. I have another video as well going over Classic Population that we're going to be talking about here shortly. So if you don't want to miss out on that, click the subscribe button as well. And also, don't forget to join the Discord. And if you ever want to watch some of my abysmal, horrible Ultric Valley grinds, you can click the description and check out the Twitch as well. And until next time, good luck and take care.